important is this Jockeys Challenge for not only the public and the racing fans in Hong Kong, but the rest of the world?
Well, it's the richest in the world. You finish first in this Jockey Challenge, and it's basically the equivalent of winning a Group 1 US $1 million race anywhere else in the world. That's how much prize money is on the line, simply for being the biggest points earner over the course of the 4 races. So I think that puts it in perspective. 12 guys with a chance to win the equivalent of a big, really big Group 1 haul. I think that's pretty substantial, and there is nothing else quite like it in the world. Frankly, for that matter, third place isn't all that bad either. But there's a lot more on the line than just show up and run a couple races, get a trophy, and go home. So I think in that sense, it is the world's most prestigious and certainly the most lucrative jockey championship. And it's nice to bring, some of the world's best together on a surface and on a track that is probably amongst the world's most unique. There's no question that when you watch Happy Valley, when you see the races pan out here, it's different than almost anywhere else in the world. So it just makes it a really unique setting, a really fun night. We'll have 20,000 people or so here, and millions more probably watching in some capacity. So really excited for the night.
Fast forward a few days, the internationals are already underway. The horses have arrived from all over the world. It's your biggest meeting, one of your biggest meetings. Talk us through that from your point of view.
Well, we run the world's richest races at 1,200, 1,600, and 2,000 meters on grass. That's the Hong Kong Sprint, Mile, and Cup. And some fantastic fields, 27 overseas runners, of which I believe it's 14 of them are Group 1 winners, international Group 1 winners, 27 horses from Hong Kong. So you have a group of 54 horses that will go toe-to-toe in some of the most competitive racing. And it's one of the places where you get an intersection of global form lines that it is very difficult to come by. And I think that's one of the things that makes international racing so exciting, that when you have horses from Australia, like the sprint in particular will be very interesting. You have 2 horses from Australia with group run form in the last 2 months, facing off against Hong Kong's established and up-and-coming sprinters, against some of Europe's best. You have the second in the British Champion Stakes in Grau. You have Signs of Blessing, a Group 1 winner earlier in the summer. It just presents this cultural diversity that racing thrives on and is very difficult to get in other places. Every now and then you get a big Australian like Black Caviar go to Ascot. That's exciting. Every now and then you get a Hong Kong sprinter go to Ascot. But in a race like the Hong Kong Sprint this year, you get really a little bit of the best of the world. And frankly, I even left out my home team, the Americans, who bring pure sensation. It's very difficult to get Group 1 form in sprints in America. There's only one of them. And Pure Sensation ran 3rd in it this year, and he's much more a 1,200 meter horse than he is a 1,300 meter horse. So I'll be excited to see how one representing my home nation does, and it'll be very exciting.